Welcome to episode 404 of the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm going over whether or not the New York Jets should draft a quarterback in this NFL 2021 draft. But before getting into that topic, question for those of you viewing: who is the all-time leader in interceptions in New York Jets franchise history? To give you a hint, it's definitely a throwback player from quite a while ago, but if you know the answer, comment below. If you do not, I will reveal the answer at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. Now, looking at the New York Jets and their team, they got a brand new head coach in Robert Saleh, well-known GM in Joe Douglas, well-known quarterback in Sam Darnold, and a whole lot of problems elsewhere. However, they do have a lot of draft capital and a lot of cap space. They have the number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft, the number 23 overall pick in the NFL draft, and the number 34 overall. 2 first-rounders and a very high second-round pick. Of course, getting the second rounder from the Seattle Seahawks in exchange for Jamal Adams. To me, the answer is no. I like Sam Darnold. I think he still has a lot of talent in him, and he just really hasn't been given the opportunity to show it and reach his full potential. To me, when you surround him by a bad head coach in Adam Gase, a weak offensive line, and bad receiving core, and a terrible defense that forces them to be behind 30 points every single game, no quarterback is going to be great in that situation. Even Patrick Mahomes would not succeed in that type of situation. So to me, Sam Darnold needs to be given another chance where the Jets can, in one offseason, give him the help he needs through the cap space and through the NFL draft. At number 2 overall, to me, yes, people are considering Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, whoever they want for the New York Jets. And to me, obviously, I'm just a fan and just spectating from my own point of view and what I've seen. If the GM, the scouts, the assistants on the Jets have seen that Sam Darnold is not the guy, they see him in practice, and they truly believe in Zach Wilson and Justin Fields and believe they can be the franchise, the future of that franchise, I guess go for it. They know more than me, but to me, Sam Darnold is still young and still has a lot of talent and hasn't been given the opportunity to show what he can do. In my opinion, you need to surround him with the help he needs and then go from there. Worst comes to worst, he's on his rookie contract still this year. You're not going to spend a lot of money on him. Worst comes to worst, he has one more bad year and you're just in a similar situation next year. You'll still have a high first-round pick and another first-round pick from the Seattle Seahawks. Worst comes to worst, you wasted 1 year. Not a big deal. To me, number 2 overall, you definitely need to go offense, whether it be surrounding Sam Darnold with protection or providing Sam Darnold with a weapon, and that could be Kyle Pitts, that could be Devontae Smith, that could be Jamar Chase, that could be Jalen Waddle, or you can look at the offensive linemen such as Penei Sewell or Rashawn Slater. Either way, it needs to go towards contributing to Sam Darnold and helping him out. To me, protection is probably the number 1 priority if I'm Sam Darnold in the New York Jets. The receiving core, definitely not the greatest, but you have some talent in Jamison Crowder, Rashad Perryman. The tight ends aren't bad, Chris Herndon and Ryan Griffin. Like I said, they're not excellent, and they're not even probably top half the league by any means, but they are viable for now, and you can work on them further in the draft. But number 2 overall, I want the top guy to protect Sam Darnold, in my opinion. Kyle Pitts would probably be the only exception. He is one of the best prospects coming to the NFL draft, if not the best prospect outside of the quarterback position. Of course, there's Trevor Lawrence. Kyle Pitts from Florida Gators is one of the best prospects receiving. He's a tight end, he's a receiver, he's all in one. Great prospect, and I think the Jets consider him or Penei Sewell. Either way, they can't go wrong, and it'll help Sam Darnold tremendously. Later in the draft, at number 23 overall, to me, you do what you did in the first pick. If you drafted Penei Sewell at number 23 overall, look at who's available, whether it be Jalen Waddle or Kadarius Toney from Florida, or if you went with a receiver in the beginning, such as Kyle Pitts or Devontae Smith, and later in the round, go for protection, whether it be hopefully Rashawn Slater falls down, or even further adding onto the receiving core and just addressing the offensive line free agency. A lot of options, and of course there's defense as well. Some of the top guys won't be there at number 23 overall, but there's still a lot of talent on the board for sure. Looking at the defense right now, not the greatest. I mean, in the front 7, the 2 that I'm fond of is Quinnen Williams and C.J. Mosley. C.J. Mosley's at the end of his career. Quinnen Williams at the beginning of this year. They can both help each other out. 2 different positions, but C.J. Mosley will definitely be able to pass on a lot of experience and knowledge to Quinnen Williams and help him take over at that defensive line and help the pass rush tremendously. So to me, you have some guys on the defense that can work, but right now, of course, there's a little bit of other talent, not a lot, but right now the 2 most notable ones are 2 out of 11 guys. You're not going to win a football game by having a defense that has 2 out of 11 notable guys for sure. So to me, that definitely needs to be addressed, whether it be first round, second round, no matter what. No matter who you throw in at quarterback right now on this New York Jets team, whether it be Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, or Sam Darnold, they would not succeed with the talent they have now, no matter what. To me, that is why you need to give Sam Darnold another chance and give him the talent he deserves, in my opinion. No quarterback, if you draft Zach Wilson and put him in the same situation, would do better than Sam Darnold or Justin Fields. Now, of course, there's trading. That's a possible option. Where if you could get Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson, I would definitely entertain that idea if that's within the realm of possibilities, because of course, I wouldn't trade out Sam Darnold for Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, or speculative, but we know how good Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson are. They're top quarterbacks in the league, arguably top 5. They're proven. That's a different conversation I would trade for and swap out Sam Darnold for 100%. But to me, do what the Cleveland Browns do for Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield kind of has the role of being a game manager, where on the Cleveland Browns, he's got an amazing backfield, and Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. He's got the best offensive line in the NFL, and he's got a good receiving core with Austin Hooper, David Njoku, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., and this defense isn't bad as well when you have Myles Garrett being the top guy on your defensive line. Do what Baker Mayfield is with the Cleveland Browns. He's more of a game manager and just lets the talent around him do the rest. However, in New York, there's no talent around Sam Darnold, and they rely everything on him. Get a new running back, please, in the second round. That would be cool to see. Get rid of Frank Gore. I like Frank Gore, but he needs to retire. He's like a fossil. He's a dinosaur. He's like 37 years old in the NFL, and he's like sometimes a starting back for the Jets. That's not what Sam Darnold needs in the second round, or even late in the first round. Try and look and picking up Travis Etienne from Clemson, Trey Sermon from Ohio State, Najee Harris from Alabama. Look at something that could change the backfield. Look at something that could change the protection. Look at something that could change the receiving game. In my eyes, you go Penei Sewell, number 2 overall. At number 23 overall, you look at Jalen Waddle. If he falls that far, there's a good chance he won. Or Kadarius Toney from Florida. And then in the second round, you look at Najee Harris, Trey Sermon, Travis Etienne, or possibly late in the first round as well. No matter what, give Sam Darnold the fortress he needs around him with his new head coach, Robert Saleh. He will help out the defense alone, even if they don't add anything to it. I expect they will, with the amount of $60 million in cap space they have in free agency. But either way, Robert Saleh is a very defensive-minded coach, and he'll be able to help that defense and put Sam Darnold in positions where his defense doesn't give up 35, 42 points a game, and Sam Darnold is forced to sling it out and abandon the run game every single game. That is what he needs. He needs the right spot, and to me, a new quarterback right now will not change that. Like I said, the bottom line for me is the risk-to-reward ratio is very high. If you keep Sam Darnold one more year and he turns out to be the guy you always thought he'd be, you won. And if he turns out to be the guy he has been the past 3 years, you lost only 1 year, and you've at least builded the rest around your team in this offseason. And next year you'll just be in the same spot, a similar situation, having a top first-round pick and another first-round pick from the Seahawks. No matter what, the risk-reward ratio highly favors the New York Jets if they keep Sam Darnold in my position. I think he still has a lot of hidden talent that just hasn't been allowed to reach his full potential yet due to what the Jets have around him. But I think Robert Saleh is very smart and will be able to help Sam Darnold get to that next level offensively as well. However, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think they should keep Sam Darnold? Do you think they should ditch him? Do you think they should trade him? Do you think they should draft Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, so on and so forth? Like I said, let me know in the comments. For the question of the video, the all-time leader in interceptions in New York Jets franchise history is Bill Baird. I thought it would be Darrelle Revis. However, it is not. It goes to Mr. Bill Baird. Thanks for watching, guys. 2-minute warning.